fellow booktubers, my name is Lauren, you're watching Dreams Books Courage, and today I'm doing a different type of video. Today I'm going to do a fall recommendations video where I'm going to show you 5 books that I have read and 5 books that I have not yet read, and I'm going to be recommending them to you to maybe be reading in the season of autumn. These books are in no particular order since I haven't even read half of them, but I am going to be switching between unread and read books. So my first book I have is Love Letters to the Dead by Ava Delara, and this is one of my unread books, but it looks really awesome and I absolutely love this cover. This book had a lot of hype on BookTube a few months ago when it was first released, but I feel like this would be the perfect read for the fall months. This deals with a girl who is trying to cope with her sister's death, and while that is happening, she also has to write a letter to a dead person, so she does end up writing one to her sister, but also to a lot of famous people as well. This is definitely a self-discovery kind of book, and I love those kind of books, and I feel like they're perfect in the autumn months, so I'm really looking forward to reading this one, hopefully this fall. Next up is a series that I definitely have read and devoured whenever I did read it, and that is Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead, and these books are absolutely awesome. If you love kick-butt female characters, then I would definitely recommend this book for you. This book is definitely for fans of Cassandra Clare or Sarah J. Maas, people who love awesome characters, and this one definitely features a lot of them, and complex plots, and amazing girls, and hot guys, and what else would you ask for? Autumn is definitely a season when I love reading fantasy books, and I absolutely love the series and definitely recommend it to all of you guys. I gave every single book 5 stars, and obviously since they're at an academy in the first book, it kind of gets you in that school mode as well, except that their school is way more awesome than mine is, and I would love to go to Vampire Academy myself. Up next, I have an unread series, and that is The Heroes of Olympus by Rick Riordan, starting off with The Lost Hero. I have read Percy Jackson and the Olympians, that entire series, and it was absolutely amazing. I've heard that this series is even more amazing than that. I would definitely recommend you guys read Percy Jackson and the Olympians, that series first before you start on this one. Otherwise, you'll get a whole lot of spoilers, and will probably be a bit confused whenever you start off in this world of gods and demigods. But I know these books are awesome. I think they're even more complex than the original series was, and I'm really looking forward to reading the series. Again, I love reading fantasy in the fall. It just seems like a perfect time for that. And as the series is going to be coming to an end in the month of October, I feel like it's a perfect time to start reading this series. Up next is a contemporary read from an author I absolutely adore, and that is Paper Towns by John Green. I feel like this is the perfect time to read this book, especially since the movie for it is going to be coming out in summer 2015. It tells the story of a boy named Q, and he has a very normal life. He's starting off his senior year, and a friend from whenever he was growing up named Margot is now super popular, but one night she decides to take Q on an adventure that he will never forget, and then she disappears the next day. And so it's a bit of a mystery and also a road trip book. It just has a lot of awesome things in it. Since this is my senior year as well, I feel like it's a perfect book to read for me and just anyone who's going through any of the school process. I just feel like it's a really awesome book with amazing characters. And as a lot of you guys know, John Green is my favorite author, and this is my second favorite book of his. Next up is a post-apocalyptic story of aliens, and that is The Fifth Wave by Rick Yancey. I know a lot of you guys have heard a lot about this book on BookTube. I still have yet to read it, but The Infinite Sea, the second book in this series, came out very, very recently. I feel like fall is a time for post-apocalyptic reads. I don't know why, but I feel like that. And so this read would be perfect for the autumn months. I'm not sure exactly what it's about, but I know it has to deal with aliens. And I haven't read very many stories like that, and so that seems really interesting, and I've heard people just devour this book whenever they do decide to read this. And next is a duology that took me barely any time to read whatsoever, and it was amazing, and that is If I Stay by Gail Forman and also Where She Went. This is an awesome duology that tells the story of Mia and Adam, who are musical prodigies in their own right. Mia is a classical player, and Adam is more of a rock star. And so this story is told from Mia's perspective, and this one from Adam's, and it's just very interesting. Although it mainly deals with coma in the first book, there's so much more to these books than meets the eye, and I would definitely recommend you read them. And then go watch the amazing movie of If I Stay because it was absolutely awesome, and I will link my discussion of the movie down below if you want to hear a bit more on that. Next is a book that I've heard amazing things about, and I definitely want to read it before the movie comes out, and that is Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I feel like this is a perfect time to read it right before the movie comes out, and this is going to be made into an even bigger deal than it was before. This is a mystery novel that tells about a woman who is mysteriously killed, and I think a lot of people think that her husband was the killer. I would definitely recommend you guys go watch the movie trailer for this book because I feel like it makes you want to read it even more, and that's especially why I want to read this book. It just seems absolutely incredible, and I've heard nothing but good things, and people will read this book super fast. And so if you want a super fast thriller, then I would definitely recommend you guys go pick this book up. Next up is a series that I'm currently reading, and that is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. And I am loving the series so much. It is an amazing fantasy about a female assassin named Celaena Sardothien, and the story is so much complex than what meets the eye. And she kind of falls in love with both Dorian and Kell, Dorian being the prince and Kell being the king's guard. And so this is just a very complex fantasy, and it's absolutely amazing. I love Celaena as a character. She's one of my favorite female characters of all time. As I've said before, fall is the perfect time to read some fantasy books. And if you read any of the fantasy books from this video, I definitely recommend the Throne of Glass series more than all the other ones because it is just an amazing series to read. And the third book in the series just came out a few weeks ago, so there is a lot of hype on BookTube right now about this series. Up next are my creepy books of this recommendation video, and that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children and Hollow City, both by Ransom Riggs. You can just tell from these creepy covers how awesome these books are going to be. I have not yet read these books, but I'm definitely going to be reading them in the month of October, so then maybe I'm a bit more freaked out because of Halloween. And I really want to get into the Halloween spirit, so I definitely recommend these books to read during that time especially. But I've heard amazing things about these books, and I love the creepy pictures within them. I enjoy scary things, and so these books will be perfect for me, and probably for a lot of you out there, especially in the month of October. And my last book of this recommendations video is going to have to be the trilogy that I've absolutely devoured twice because this trilogy is so amazing, and that is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. The third movie, Mockingjay Part 1, comes out in the month of November, so I feel like this is the perfect time to get back into this series. If you've read it before, and if you haven't read it, go read this series. It's because the characters are amazing, the plot is crazy, and the symbolism in this book is so heavy and amazing as well. I'm really excited for the next Mockingjay movie. The trailers look amazing, and if you've seen and love the movies, then you'll definitely love these books even more than that. These books are absolutely amazing, and the movies do them justice, so I definitely recommend you guys get into this awesome series before it blows up once again in the month of November. As always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I would love to hear your top fall recommendation down below in the comments. And as always, I'm going to go get back to reading. See you guys next time.